So I'm back on doing Sebastian Gorka, and it's November 4th, 2017. It's a good idea to add the dates to the video just in case, I don't know. Looking back, it's so funny how things change, how fast everything changes. And I saw the news, somebody left a comment too about, what's his name, Sam Clavis. I watched it again, my video, and I was like so shocked. I don't remember much about that guy, and so I had made this video that said that he had collaborated, and the news is some people are saying like on the news that it looks like he has collaborated and he resigned. So it's like weird to think that some of it could be true, or that things are coming true in some way or other, or that things evolve so quickly that you really do have to do these readings as soon as you think of them, because you don't know what's going to happen, or if like when you really are going to find out about people and things, and if it's your imagination, or if I don't know if this is true, right? So anyway, so Sebastian Gorka, I did it. It's funny, I did two readings for him because it was yet again one of those situations where I'm like, oh, these seem so odd. It can't be true. So anyway, so I did one other today, and I was like, you know what, let me go with the first one that I did yesterday. I had taken a picture, so I just put the cards back, like pick the same cards and just lay them out just like they were yesterday. So, and I feel like I tend to get anxious at night. You know, I want to know more. And the reality is that I should do these readings if I can during the day, so that there's more clarity and I'm not doing anything out of anxiety, and I'm able to just do the video right as I do the reading. Not at the same time, because I don't want to, I think I've done it once or twice, but it's like it creates a pressure, or like a, I don't know, I don't want to be like, oh, I don't know. So because then I look up if I have any doubts about anything, then I look everything up and then I do the reading. So anyway, so let's go get to Sebastian Gorka. And it's like I said, it's one of the situations where I'm like, whoa, is it real? I can't believe this. Because with Sebastian Gorka, I always got the impression that he's an actor, or like, I'm like, oh, is this like a Saturday Night Live episode is this some sort of like avant-garde German theater that I'm going to find out that this has been an act all along, and that he can't be this person? Like, it's like Borat or something, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, so back to the reading of Sebastian Gorka, like just the cards, not talking. So right away, it tells me, and I remember it's like, whoa, no way, are you like, whoa? So I feel like I wanted to do another one just because of this, but it was like the first card. Like, okay, so this is a card of temperance, and it's interesting because it's come up every time a person decides to make a deal. Okay, and this card is like, it's a very mild card, and I never really pay a lot of attention to it just because it says balance. It's a card of balance, of like balance of mind, and just balance in every sense of the word. And it's funny because obviously this group of people, they're not known for being balanced. But guess what? It's funny. Balance and like peace of mind and clarity comes when there's a deal. So it's like all these crazy people are crazy and aggressive day to day, but when push comes to shove, they get, they see things very clearly and they cut the deal. So that's what's showing. And the reason I thought, oh, maybe because I asked the question, like, what's his role in the Mueller investigation? Like, what? I don't think that he's one of the really bigger ones, but it's obvious that he's involved with everybody, right? He's part of the crew. So then, okay, so here's the card, like clarity, balance, and a deal, okay? And I thought, oh, maybe he's talking about, it could be the deal that he made with Trump or whatever. But then I can't let this one go. I mean, this is very clear. This is the card that I always use for Robert Mueller, okay? And you have a deal here, so I feel like, and I was like, well, could it be, maybe another, because it's like the sword, King of Swords is like a very balanced, scientific, almost like a legal, scientific mind. People very analytical. So I thought, oh, maybe it could be, what's that guy? Robert Mercer. But like, no, Robert Mercer, if anything, he would be reversed. He's not, he has, obviously, has an analytical mind, but he's crazy. Like, he's not like upright. So I feel like this has to be a Miller. And what is this? This is a card of news. Okay. So, and this is the row for present. For the present, he has the news of a deal with Miller. So right now, as we speak, he's cutting a deal with Miller. That's what it's showing me. Okay, this is the present. Okay. And the interesting, and I feel like it's super interesting that all these people that, a lot of the people that are said to have talked or to be talking to Miller, they were loyal. But this is an interesting pattern that I see, that they were loyal, but then they got disappointed. Something happened where they feel like it's not what they thought it was going to be, or they weren't given their due. Because if you think about it, like, obviously you have to be a little like off in order to want to do all these things, in order to like lie all the time. But then, just like Trump, these people are also, they have big egos. Like, if you cross them, they get upset like everybody else. Like, right? So I feel like, in a way, I'll show you this. So then the first card is like it's like victory of an older man. So it's showing the situation. Like, he probably helped with the victory of the older man, but there's problems. Okay. And this card is a card of being assertive. It's like a card of like being competitive and being like we have to be confident. Like, when you're selling something, or when you're going for something, you have to like assert yourself. But it was reversed. So that means that, like, he couldn't be assertive enough, or he wasn't assertive enough. And there were problems there. Okay. So for some reason, I have a feeling that this is him. Okay. And that the victory actually caused problems for him, or that he couldn't assert himself, or he probably wanted to assert himself, but like he couldn't, or he was thwarted, or like it just wasn't like the right environment. Something bad happened as a result of this victory. Okay. And this very interesting second row, I'll show you card by card, and then tell the story. So we have the dog. Well, I've talked about this before. So the dog is a card of loyalty, of friendship. So we have so I feel like it's him. He was very loyal, okay? But then disappointment. So this is a card of disappointment. It's not complete heartbreak, but it's like, oh, I worked really hard for this, but I can't, it's like, it's an emotional thing. It's like an emotional reaction. You feel it. You're disappointed. Okay, so the loyal person is disappointed. And this is the Page of Wands reversed right underneath. Okay. And the Page of Wands, I've talked about this before. I remember, I even looked up yesterday for someone else. It is a card of a person who's kind of mean, and like very critical, and like cuts others, and like it's a card of bullies too, okay, in a way. So I think this is a card of bullying, but the interesting thing that the card that's on top of it is secrets, okay? So yesterday what was it with, I remember this card came with, if I'm not mistaken, Robert Mercer. And Robert Mercer, I think, is, from the readings and generally speaking, he's the key to the bullying, okay? Like, to this, how do you say it? The structure, the technical structure behind mass bullying, right? Like the whole bots, hate speech. And so I feel like this is him. He's loyal. He's disappointed. Okay, it's upright now. So a disappointed, loyal person. But he's a secret, okay? And it's a secret about the bullying. Like the bullying, the whole technological apparatus that goes with this whole bullying. So I feel like that's his role in the way. Like, of course, he's like has this public facade, or something like he, you wouldn't think. I'm like, okay, what are these people thinking? Like, what what he says in public and what he does are different things. But I feel like in a way, and I'll show you why. There's another card that tells me this, but I feel like he's key to the whole mechanism of bullying and like all the bots and the trolls or whatever. He has a connection somewhere. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's what he knows. Okay, that's his job in a way, probably. So after this comes the present, which is the deal with Mueller. Okay, and then it shows. I think it just tells more of his role, of what he's done. Okay, so like, he's this aggressive guy. Okay, he wants to, and we know that, like, it's so funny the things it says, like, pajama pants, boys, it's over now, alpha males have arrived. And it's like, nobody talks like that. It's like a joke. It must be a joke. I'm thinking, is that a joke? No, he's not kidding. It's just like he's acting out this like extreme ambition, but it's almost hilarious because it can't be true. Like, it's like, especially he has a British accent. It's like British culture has a lot of TV show, like a lot of like humor. And it's weird that a person who speaks with a British accent would not have that sense of humor, right? It's like bizarre. Anyway, so that's him. Okay, he's aggressive. And here it shows an opportunity to make, this is the money, harvesting, like collecting money made in, shady ways, or like, or maybe the money is not coming through, but it's like opportunity for the man to get some money. Okay, that's maybe how he saw it, I think. And here it's interesting. This reminds me of Steve Bannon. Of course, they're connected, right? They work together or something. So this is the world card. The chart shows a card of completion, but I think in the context of the reading, it's about the actual world, right? Turning the world upside down. And this is a card of the mice corruption. So I feel like he's involved in this scheme, this corrupt scheme to turn the world upside down, okay? And the interesting thing, and the reason why, again, obviously, like I said before, this is for entertainment purposes. None of this is truth. I'm just interpreting images as they come along. So this is a woman with the money, okay? I could see this as, there's a lot of ways that you could read, like court cards or cards that represent people. It could be situations or behaviors, but I feel like I have a strong feeling that whenever people cards appear, especially like higher, like queens and kings, a lot of times it's a person, and I feel like it's a woman with money, and who within that group has money and participates in all these things. Rebecca Mercer, right? Robert Mercer's daughter. For some reason, and again, I'm just like going with my gut. I feel like this is Rebecca Mercer. And I feel like the fox is like shady things going on behind the scenes. And I feel like in some way he's connected to Rebecca Mercer. I don't know why. Okay, just that's like who's appearing, because I feel like this spread about him like tells me what he's been up to and what's going on with him. Okay, it doesn't say like what, like is he going to go to jail or whatever. It's just telling me this. So I feel like the last row, let's connect us together. It's like turning the world upside down in corrupt ways and working with Rebecca Mercer or a woman with money on shady things behind the scenes. So like, this is why, and I feel like there was and again, a lot of these readings I'm doing, I've read a lot about this. I keep track of the investigation and like all the news. And there was a news recently, I think not even a week ago, that there was an email from her to WikiLeaks. No, not to WikiLeaks, to like she mailed somebody in the company that she owns with her dad called Cambridge Analytica. It's the company that does targeting and like data, voter data, or whatever. She was like saying, oh, let's organize the emails a little better, like the Hillary emails or whatever. So I feel like there's a relationship between, if I'm correct, I don't know, this is all speculation, this is all association, right? If it's true what's telling me, that he knows something about the bullying or the bots or trolls or whatever you call it, and this woman is involved, okay, and this woman works in the company that does the targeting or whatever, then like he must have been working for her in some way or other. And you have to remember that she was in the committee, right, when the transition happened after they won the election. She was one of the people who was in the committee and was choosing people to fill the Trump cabinet. So so that's what I'm seeing. Again, it's all very speculative. It's all associations, but that's what I see with him. I feel like he makes a deal with Mueller and he tells the story of his participation. Okay. Again, to me, this is actually very hard to believe because like that guy, it's like, is it the whole thing seems like a comedy, except that it's tragic, right? Tragic comedy, right? It's like horrible for us, but these people, they don't seem very serious. And yesterday, as I was like doing this reading, I thought, okay, let me watch a video of him because I say the person's name like and ask the question, but I was like, well, let me watch the video while I'm shuffling the cards and thinking of the question so that I get his vibe or whatever, right? Because I feel like I think he's such a funny character. I can't really take him seriously, right? So then there he was, talking, and he's actually kind of a funny person, but except that he's not joking. So he was just like, anyway, so it was kind of like funny to watch it. And then not, it wasn't funny because like I said, it's not actually funny because it like he's not joking. But like so I had to make sure I connected with his vibe because I feel like I already have a set idea of him and it's very different from what I'm seeing here on the card. So this, I guess this happens a lot, but I just wanted to put it out there. Okay, so this was Sebastian Gorka, and that's today is November 4th. Okay.